Now the first part of your safari is going to take place here in the Little Ituri Forest. A lot of the animals that make their home here actually have pretty excellent camouflage patterns. So just because you don't see an animal doesn't mean that they're not there. You just have to look a little harder. Now black rhinos are extremely endangered. There are only 5,000 black rhinoceroses left in the world today, including the one you see on the left. Sadly, today they are still poached for their horn, but the saddest fact of all isn't just that they're still poached, but it's what they're poached for. Now, usually hippos, you'll find them during the day somewhere submerged underneath the water. It is remain seated for me, buddy. You gotta take a seat for me, hon. Take a seat, sweetie pie. Temperature, just like the bloat of hippos over on the left side. So the group of hippos is going to be called a bloat. It's very easy to remember that given their shape and their size. Now hippos can stay underneath that water for about 8 minutes before they need to come up and take a breath of air. They do sleep underneath the water, as you can see. There's the baby popping its head right up over on that left side for a different type of safari. We're going to see a couple hippos sleeping over on that left side there. On the riverbank. Now I'm gonna go super slow and steady over this bridge. Remain seated for me, bud. You gotta take a seat, sweetheart. Thank you. Because underneath the bridge is a Nile crocodile. Nile crocodile are the largest of the crocodilian species. They're about 18 to 20 feet long. They're about as long as a giraffe is actually tall. They can live to be 50 years old, and they can actually stay underneath the water for about 2 hours before they need to come up and take a breath of air. You don't really see that neck any or other type of characteristic on any other animal in the world. So does anybody know how many vertebrae are in the neck of a giraffe? 62. 62, that is way too many, and they don't even have that many vertebrae in their body. 13? 13. Closer. 16. 16. Too many. I'll give you a hint. It's the exact same number of vertebrae we have in our neck. So they obviously have about a yard in length on their neck versus ours. But it does go to show that you have a little bit more in common with this animal than you originally thought. This is a Patterson's eland. Now he is definitely being overshadowed by the giraffes that are on the same side of the vehicle. And we are sitting rather high into the truck. But the Patterson's eland is actually the tallest antelope in all of Africa. Now we're going to see a very small antelope all the way over on that right hand side. These are Springbok. Now these Springbok are maybe about 3 feet tall, but they're fully grown adults and they can jump vertically into the air 9 feet. When they're going in any direction, it can be increased to 13 feet. When they're constantly jumping across the savanna, that jumping action is called pronking. Now we have a Giraffic, Jim.
So we have a giraffe stuck in the middle of the road. He doesn't want to move. We've been here for like 3 minutes.
Sprinkling in different places. Sometimes it's lettuce, sometimes it's,
so they're trying to get the giraffe to move so that everyone else can move.
Apologize for the delay, but at least you're getting some really cool photographs. I mean, it's not all the time you're really stuck on a safari. I mean, of course, as you can see, the animals have minds of their own, and they can stay or stand in the middle of the road for as long as they want to. They have the right of way here, so until this one decides to move, we are going to stay here. So if you have any fast passes, keep in mind you do have a 15-minute late grace period for that fast pass after the hour window is up. Now also here at Animal Kingdom, we know if you are on safari and it could take longer than expected, everyone in the park does understand that, and they're more than accepting and providing you any type of assistance for accommodation for that fast pass. So don't worry about it. Take a photograph on where you are, explain to them that you have a very stubborn giraffe here and that you couldn't go anywhere, but they'll be more than happy to help you out. Sorry, he's like yelling all the way over there. Come on, let's go!
What happens if you honk your horn?
Well, because of the Wildlife Endangerment and Harassment Act, I cannot do that. Because a lot of the animals on the reserve are endangered species, giraffes included. So for the well-being of the animal, you just need to keep them as relaxed as physically possible. I mean, the animal is relaxed. He's getting as much food as he wants right now. So he's just gonna play this out. Up, up, up. Maybe.
Why aren't there names?
Oh wow.
You will.
He's a tall boy.
Stubborn little giraffe.
Thank you. And then, they're going to be the largest monkey, and the difference between an ape and a monkey is actually that monkeys have tails, apes do not. Around, hello, 13 to 14 years of age. See, she's not as tall as the giraffe. She was trying though. They get around 13 to 14 years of age, the boys will leave. They'll live the rest of their existing life alone, only going back to other herds in order to mate. So if you see one elephant, it will be a male. If you see multiple, they'll be all females. Now that's of course with the exception of the offspring. The gestation period of an African elephant is one of the longest of any land animal. It's 22 months. That is 2 months shy of 2 whole years that the female elephant is actually pregnant. And when that baby elephant, like the one you're going to see back there, is ready to be born, it's born at about 200 to 300 pounds. Now that one's a little older than a newborn. It looks like it's anywhere between about 1.5 years to 2 years old, so it's probably anywhere between about 900 to 1,300 pounds. So it's a very big animal. Now a lot of people get confused because these are all female and they all have ivory tusks. That's normal with African elephants. Regardless of gender, they'll all develop those tusks because those are teeth. People get confused and think that's only a characteristic of male elephants because that only holds true to Indian elephants. So it's only the males that will actually have those tusks. So right now in Africa we are mining for a mineral called coltan. Coltan is what you can find inside of our cell phone batteries. So to help the animal out for future generations to enjoy, reduce, reuse, recycle all and any electronical devices, especially if you're not using them and when you upgrade. And we're going to have 3 over on the left and we're going to have 2 up on this hill here around this tree. Ooh, and an ostrich, hello. Now white rhino are the largest, 5,000 pounds apiece. It's 25,000 pounds we're surrounded by, and each of them can get up to about 19 to 20 miles an hour. Now the ostrich, hello, looking right at me. The ostrich actually gets a little bit faster than the white rhino. They can get up to about 50 miles an hour. Over on the left, we're gonna see the king of the jungle. And it's really a weird saying because he doesn't live in a jungle, he lives in a savanna. But that is a male lion. You're going to see the female lion a little bit closer to him. Now the reason why they're sleeping is because lions are nocturnal. So they have a different sleeping pattern than we do. They're going to be sleeping during the day. They're inactive about 19 to 20 hours out of that day. Doesn't necessarily mean they're sleeping that long, but they do lounge around in the same behavioral patterns or tendencies as those larger cats that we just saw and as domestic pets as well. Now we all can tell the difference between a male and a female lion by the amount of hair that develops around the neck and head of the male. A lot of us already know that's called a mane, but you can actually tell the health level of a male lion by the fullness of its mane. Now they're got baby warthogs here, and they're very headstrong animals. As you can see, the baby ones do not have their tusks yet like the mother here, but that's what they're going to use to move rock, debris, and dirt out of the way with their face. They use it like a shovel, and right now they're using it as battering rams. The snout of the zebra is black, and its undercarriage or its hoof socks are black. So it has little to no skin, or excuse me, little to no hair. So that means the skin pigmentation is then going to be black. Welcome back, guys. So quad training, my friends. Go well, go wild. Enjoy the rest of your day here at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
So we just got off the safari. There was a very stubborn giraffe. So it took us, I don't know, maybe an extra 10 minutes on the safari, just sitting there. But now we're gonna get some lunch at Harambe Market. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the waiting there wasn't bad. It was really cool to see the giraffe up close.
Never gonna complain about a giraffe traffic jam. It's way better than a car traffic jam.
Very true. Yes, and we got to see how they feed them, and it was really cool. So now Harambe Market for some lunch. So we just did mobile ordering at Harambe Market. We're waiting for our meal to be prepared, but there's kind of some long lines, so we just came and sat down, and we're just gonna wait for our food to start. So it's a great, easy way to sit back and relax and not have to wait in the lines.
It's also a clutch move because we get to secure our seats. We don't have to worry about getting food and having some place to sit. One of us will go up when it's ready, and we're all set. So we'll show the internet food when we get back.
Guys, this flatbread is so good. My parents and I are sharing lunch, so we each get to try a little of everything. So I definitely think the flatbread is the best, but this chicken sausage is pretty good. It's kind of like a spicy corn dog.
It's beef and pork.
Beef and pork, yeah. It's actually beef and pork. Then we got this ribs with an Asian spice on it. These are, I mean, they're decent. I don't know, they feel a little fatty. I'm not getting enough meat on them, so might be worth trying. But I'd stick to the lamb flatbread, which is phenomenal. It has a nice spice to it, or the beef and lamb.
Beef and pork.
Beef and pork. I keep messing it up. Phil's gonna keep messing it up. It's also worth noting these two salads here are very fresh. I prefer the corn bean salsa, but the slaw is also very good. And the watermelon lemonade is an absolute must. It's probably one of my favorite drinks on property. Of cute. So we're definitely gonna get this Kingdom of Cute box. Love these guys. Phil also got me this pack. I actually have 3 pins on here, but I really wanted Ariel, and I know my mom will love me or not. Lunch was so yummy. I feel like Harambe Market does not get enough credit or enough exposure, but if you're a little adventurous with your food taste, it is definitely a must visit, especially for a quick lunch. And don't forget to mobile order, makes your life so much easier. So we're headed over to Everest right now for our Fast Pass. We've been here since the park opened. It's been a long day. So I'm gonna finish this up and then go back to the resort for a nap.
So much fun.